Hey y'all, welcome to our first ever UFC podcast. This is the T&T MMA podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Got my boy T-Roll here next to me, and I'm
What up?
Trent. We thank you guys for tuning in today. We're just doing pretty much this channel is just gonna be recapping the UFC fights from the weekend and predicting the fights for next weekend, and then just some subtle MMA news, whatever we can come up with. So, um, subscribe if you like what you're watching, and tune in. So here we go. All right. So first fight we had Martin Bude and Marcus Buchecha. I could be butchering these names, y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all, but that's okay. So we had Bude winning with unanimous decision. All judges scored that 29-28. By the way, T-Roll is our MMA guy. He actually does MMA, so he probably
I've gotten
understands.
slammed in a couple amateur MMA fights. That's
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
true,
You
but
know, but
that's okay. But he will understand a lot more of these like scoring and stuff. I just still don't understand how scoring works really. So maybe we can even talk about that today a little bit. But anyways, Trevor, what did you see in this fight? Like, what did you like? What did you dislike? This was, I believe, Marcus Buchecha's first fight in the UFC. I believe.
yep. So Buchecha was kind of like pretty good on the amateur scene, and he did, or on like not amateur, but out of UFC he did pretty good.
Okay.
Bude is like a crafty vet. He's been there for a long time. I shouldn't say
Right.
crafty, even he's a kind of a fat heavyweight. This fight kind of showed that these heavyweights don't have a lot of cardio,
Yeah.
like you'll have like the upper echelon of like the Tom Aspinall who can actually move really good at heavyweight, and then
Right.
there's like people like Martin Bude who don't even look like they work out. They just come into the gym to do MMA like twice a week, and
And win
you
fights,
know.
I guess.
I,
So.
I will say this is one leg that I did actually make. I had Bude by decision or Buchecha by knockout. Because I could have saw either one of those happen. I really like my double chance bets because I think any like there's a chance that any fighter can make that win. I saw Buchecha being able to knock out Bude, but I also saw Bude being able to control Buchecha, which he did, and he did pretty well.
Yeah.
It was honestly a decent fight, even though they kind of gassed out early.
Yeah.
Um, but what
I
do you think of
mean,
the fight?
honestly, I also had Bude winning by decision. I didn't think there was gonna be like a knockout or anything. I guess I could have seen Buchecha getting a knockout at some point. I just thought, experience wins a lot of the time. Definitely, obviously, in 5 round fights, like championship rounds, definitely matters experience for sure. But in this fight, I just figure, Bude has a lot more experience, and it'd be awesome if Buchek comes in and gets a win. But I had Bude by decision as well. So 29
Nice.
28. Let's just dive into it right now because I know that it's like what 10 points max per round, right? You can get. Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
yeah,
So
yeah.
is a 5 round fight 50 points total?
Yeah. If you win all 5 rounds,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so like
Um,
I don't understand, right? Like there was that we'll get into it later, but there was definitely some fights that I did not think were like very close and they would be scored like, 28-27 or something like that. And I'm like, that fight was like not it was way more one-sided. But then people are like, "Oh yeah, definitely a one-sided fight." So I don't really understand. Could you explain what would maybe cause this fight to be 29-28 all three scorecards?
you know, Bude's control was absolute control. I think he even cut Buchecha with an elbow. I think in round two,
Mm,
which does contribute to scoring. Damage is something they look for sure, but a lot of it, especially in Abu Dhabi, control is something that like a lot of fighters are gonna look for
yeah.
because that's just like where all the wrestlers come from, and
Right.
you know,
Yeah, that makes
um,
sense. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so it's just like since he had the control, but not necessarily like what's just happened? My screen is black. Are you still there, T-Row?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
okay,
Yeah.
whatever. I guess my screen's black, but it don't matter. Um, so anyways, yeah, pretty good fight though. All in all, do you see Marcus Buchecha having a pretty successful UFC career or a pretty average, or what are you seeing?
I mean, it's early to tell. I mean, Bude's a vet, and he's been in there for a long time, so
Yeah,
I feel like, uh, yeah, I feel like Buchecha. I mean, he just has to fight more to find out what that is, and we'll see how active he is.
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, let's get into this next one. So we had Muhammad.
My favorite fight, bro.
Okay, T-Roll's favorite fight. Y'all heard it here first, but
My
we
favorite
had
fight.
Muhammad Yaha. How do you say that? Yehe?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And Stephen Wen. KO. TKO. What was it? KO or TKO? I can't remember. It was a TKO, yeah? Or was it?
Pretty sure, yeah. It was the dot like the ref stopped it in between
Okay,
rounds.
yeah. So TKO for Stephen Wen, round 2, or after round 2, I believe. But yeah.
Yeah, it was right at the end of round 2. His eye swole up
Oh,
so
that's
bad,
right.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
did you
Yep.
see the photo of it or anything of it, bro?
Yeah, I
'Cause
saw
his
it.
eye
Yeah.
looked bad.
It looked bad. So yeah.
Well, it's
What did you think of the fight? Who did you have winning? What was your prediction?
my prediction. I got another successful one. This was one of my 7 legs that I got correct out of my 10. But
W.
Nguyen by knockout is what I had.
Oh, really?
Mainly because, yeah, I was really confident in Nguyen striking, and honestly, Yaya surprised me with his chin for how long he was able to hold up in that fight because he got
For real.
dropped 6 times, 7 times,
For real.
and he kept getting up and throwing back, which was super impressive. Fun to watch. I'm really sad that they had to stop it, but his eye was absolutely messed up and could not go on. So
Absolutely, for sure. I also had one winning, but I just had it by decision. A lot of these, I'm hopefully gonna get better as we start doing more of this podcast. But a lot of these, like, I don't even know these guys, like a lot of these guys, and that's probably bad on me. But so like I really only had like for sure thoughts, towards the bigger fights or whatever. But I did have him winning. So I guess we're both 2 for 2 right now. But it was a great fight, though. Hopefully, I wish it could have gone like a little bit longer. But yeah, his eye was definitely messed up, though. Any other thoughts you have about that fight, or are we good to move on to the next one?
nah, that fight's great, bro.
All
Like
right, cool.
10 out of 10.
10 out of
Best
10
fight of
fight.
the night.
All right, that was fight of the night for T-Roll, apparently. All right. I actually had a different fight as fight of the night, but we'll get to that later.
There were some good fights.
There were some good fights. This was actually a very good card. These Abu Dhabi cards are always stacked. Like, first, they...
You know why?
You know why. I mean, let's be real. Like, the UFC just wants to make that bag, So, fair enough to them. But, yeah, these are always stacked. This is a UFC fight night. And this card looks almost as good as, like, some pay-per-views, which is crazy.
It's sad that America doesn't get this treatment, but
for real,
it is
like,
what it is.
It is what it is. But all right, next fight we got Ivo Aslan against Billy Elikana, whatever that is. We had a unanimous decision for Billy there. 27-30, 27-30, and 28-29. So it looks like a pretty decisive victory based off the judges' scorecards. What did you think about that one? Did you win that? Or did you make the right decision on that one? Or does that one you lost?
I didn't even bet on this one. This
Okay.
is one that I decided to pass. And this is one that I think like 3 fights that I decided to pass on. Amanda Ribas being the next fight that I decided to pass on
Okay.
betting. But I did have Aslan winning in my head. I really thought that he could get it done. I thought it was going to be a decision, which, I mean, it was honestly a really close fight, and I feel like Aslan could have won it easily.
Okay.
But they were both very just kind of passive about their game, and
so did you feel like the scorecards were a little bit off a little bit? Did you feel like, because I mean that 27-30 is
it's
pretty...
hard to say just because how inactive they both were during the fight. Like,
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, Elikana Billy, he was putting on more numbers, which I think kind of contributed, but yeah, it was kind of just a boring fight to watch overall.
Okay. Yeah. I do want to kind of get back to this. I really wanted to circle back really quick to this Martin Buday fight. This heavyweight fight. This heavyweight division is like it feels so weak right now. It feels like super top heavy in the heavyweight division. Like, it feels like we got obviously guys like Derek Lewis, and we got Tom Aspinall, and then John Jones obviously just retired like a little while ago. But then, like, it just seems like, and we got Cyril Gahn, stuff like that. But then once you get past those like top 7 dudes, it just feels like it falls off really, really hard. And like, I like Tom Aspinall and stuff like that, but I like competitive different weight classes. I want it to be like, I don't know who's gonna win this title fight, And I feel like with Tom, like he's had a first round finish, I think, in like every fight or something like that, or like pretty much.
Tom is the most athletic heavyweight fighter.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
you know
and he's a
in great
menace,
shape.
and I like
He's an
Tom, so that
absolute menace.
totally cool with like him destroying people. But like when you're in like a weight class like this, that's just like so diluted, where there's just not very much like light heavyweight's pretty good. You know, even like going down the list is pretty strong. But then for some reason, this heavyweight, they need to find some serious contenders in this heavyweight. Like get some new guys in here. Hopefully Marcus Buchecha is one of those guys as well. But like, anyways, I just wanted to kind of circle back on that. Anyways, now we had the first women's fight of the night was Amanda Ribas and Tabathia or what Tabitha, thank you, Ricci. So it was a TKO from Tabitha Ricci, 259, and so that was like right at the end. Was that after the? Or that was like halfway through the round, actually. Sorry.
Yeah.
Victory by an elbow. That's what I got here.
Sick elbow.
Was a sick elbow. Indeed, it was.
Sick elbow in the clinch.
This was one you said you also did not bet on at all. So obviously you didn't
Yep.
have like. Is that just because you didn't feel super strongly about either of them, or you just were like uninterested, or?
Yeah, it's kind of harder to tell. Oh, love me, buddy.
Oh, welcome a guest to the pod, bro.
Yeah, I feel like Tabitha. I had her winning that, but I didn't bet on it just because, it's in the women's division. It's kind of like
Yeah.
hit or miss
Yeah.
with a lot of them.
A lot of the fights, it's just kind of hit or miss. So
I think Tabitha was the favorite though, and I kind of agree with that because obviously like
Yeah.
she's younger and
Right.
has a better record, but
Yeah. Yeah, like not really not too much to go into on that one.
Yeah, it was a sick fight. Good effort from both the women, and
probably got so many guests today. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good fight though.
Great elbow to end the fight.
It was a great elbow. So I mean,
The clinch work was amazing.
Anytime we can see a finish in a fight, that's obviously preferred. So that's awesome. Next fight we got Davy Grant and Damon Blackshear. Unanimous decision to Grant 28-29 or sorry 29-28. All three judges scored the exact same. What did you see from this one? What are your thoughts about that fight?
This is one of the fights that I missed. Sadly, I had Damon Blackshear winning this fight.
Dang. Unfortunate miss though, but
Yep.
that's okay. What did you think about the fight though?
It was a decent fight. And, they were both, again, kind of passive. I feel like most of the decisions in this one were kind of passive, except maybe Bryce Mitchell's fight.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like Davey did a good job, and Blackshear just didn't show out. Like he didn't put enough volume on.
Right.
Because I feel like his striking was better than Davies, or could have been better. But yeah. It was mostly passive.
Yeah, I agree. Lots of passive. Like this was one of definitely the passive fights on the card that was just kind of like, not much going on.
Davey did good though. Davey was a lot more active.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. No, definitely. So I think that was a good call. Like I would have also given it to Grant. I also had Blackshear winning that as well. So unfortunate for both of us, but that's okay though. Next fight we had Muslim Salikov and Carlos Leal. KO for Muslim Salikov. My bad. In first round finish there for him. So that's pretty sick. Obviously, a lot of times the Abu Dhabi people love the Russian people as well for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but it seemed like they were cheering a lot loud, like very loudly.
Well, it was in Abu Dhabi. So.
Right. But yeah, so that definitely a huge shout out for the crowd, and they were definitely excited about it. And first round finish, 42 seconds is pretty crazy. So a good fight though. What did you think about that one?
Good fight. Yeah, absolutely. Not a lot to analyze just because they ended it so fast.
Yeah,
but
42
seconds.
seconds.
I had Carlos Leal winning this one, but
it
was sad to see. Sad to see him hit the canvas so fast, but.
Man, that was pretty quick one. Got in there, got out. Yeah, didn't need very much cardio for that fight though. That was a pretty quick one. But
Yeah.
you know, good fight for Muslim for sure. And Carlos Steele on to the next one. Hopefully he can bounce back in his next fight, whoever they pair him up with. But yeah, like you said, not very much to go off on here. Just a very quick knockout here. So
Yeah.
that's about it. Next on the card, we had, this was the last prelim of the night. This was Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. Oh my gosh, I cannot say that name ever. But
Nurmagomedov.
thank you. I wanted Bryce Mitchell to fight, or win, and he did. So that's awesome. Unanimous decision, 29-28. That's what judges all scored that. Sure, the fans were not loving to see that win, probably not. But
Especially him thanking Jesus Christ after the fight,
yeah,
because that made him up.
They did not love that, but we love that. So go America, I guess. Hell yeah. But what did you think about this fight? Did you?
I did also make some money on this fight as well. I had either Bryce Mitchell by decision or Saeed by knockout. And the main reason I had that was just because I haven't seen Bryce Mitchell at I think it was bantamweight. Yeah. I haven't seen Bryce Mitchell at bantamweight yet, and I was a little nervous just in case. You know, a lot of fighters when they go down, their chin gets compromised. So.
Yeah, I mean, look at oh my gosh, who does? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Hold on.
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway. Thank you. When he went down to face Ilya at 145. Bro got knocked out because, like, you know, you're having to cut off so much more weight, takes a bigger toll on your body, a little less mass around your face and stuff, and then next thing you know, you're on the canvas.
I will say, Bryce Mitchell looked great for his weight cut.
Yeah,
he went on the scale looking absolutely healthy and like even more ripped than he did for his other fights. So
definitely not a Conor McGregor type weight cut.
But he did gas out fast. He gassed out really fast, which they were both pretty gassed by the middle of round 2, and the grappling exchanges looked slow.
Yeah, they did look slow. But I think moving forward, if he likes this bantamweight move for himself, I think if he just keeps training it, like eventually his body will get way more used to it and stuff like that.
I agree.
Maybe just say it. He'll probably stay like a little bit leaner, you know. While
he was kind of small for featherweight.
So. I agree. So I think it actually is a good move for him. It's just gonna take. I mean, he got a win already, which is nice.
Lightweight.
No, it was definitely featherweight for sure.
It's featherweight.
I think so, yeah. But I think it's a better move for him. And I think if he just gets used to the cardio for that level, it'll be a little bit easier for him. But I think he looked good though. 1-0, I guess, in the bantamweight, so good for him. Anything else on that one, or are we good to move on?
Yeah, we're good to move on.
All right.
Shout out to Bryce Mitchell. Shout out Jesus Christ.
Indeed. Now on to the main card, you know. So first we had Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. We had the TKO going to Bogdan Guskov in round 1 with about 45 seconds left. So another round 1 finish. So there was a lot of finishes to start. First off, there was definitely a lot of finishes in this card, and there was definitely a couple first round ones. So that's pretty cool. What do you think about this one?
This one I didn't get to watch, and this is one that I also did not touch on betting. I was kind of at work while I was watching the card at the same time. But
I would definitely say that Krylov was getting touched up a lot more than Bogdan. I mean, like if you literally look at the ESPN MMA site, like literally it just has Krylov's face all red, and there's not like a speck of red on Guskov. So like it definitely seemed like that. It was just like, I mean, total strikes was not crazy though. Like 28 total strikes, or sorry, 28 out of 48 total strikes for Guskov and 16 out of 34. So it wasn't like they were throwing like a crazy amount. Like I believe the Dustin Poirier fight had like, they each had like 130 significant strikes or something crazy like that. So it's definitely, it wasn't definitely not like a slugfest or anything like that. But the underdogs did win though. They had Guskov at plus 155, and he won it. So anybody who bet on him definitely made a little extra cash tonight. So good for them.
I know Guskov's a monster. but so is Krylov. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to touch this one with the 10-foot
Yeah.
pole with
No.
my money. So
Valid. Valid. All right. Yeah. So that's what we got. Pretty much is you know, TKO with some punches. So nothing crazy there. Good fight though. Next we had Azu Alamabayev. That's about as close as I can get to that one. And Jose Ochoa.
Mabayev, I think is what it is.
Alamabayev. Okay. Uh, Unanimous decision for Asu. It was 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28. Final scorecards there. They did have him as a pre-fight favorite by like a little bit. He was minus 115, and Jose was 105, minus 105. So I think even the bet makers all thought this was going to be a pretty close fight. But Asu pulls it out. What did you think about this one?
This one was a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very active on the feet, and
Yeah.
Jose Ochoa looked great on the striking, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what the control time was for Almabayev,
Uh,
but
Asu had 9 minutes and 26 seconds of control, and Jose only had 56 seconds. So definitely
yeah.
a lot
So
more
I mean,
control. So that definitely is probably what got him the win, because actually, if you look at the total strikes, he threw 151 and landed 118. Jose did, and Asu only had 55 out of 90 land. So it definitely seemed like Jose was getting more, shots in, but not a ton of them were like super significant. A lot of them were just like, a few jabs here
yeah.
and there. I'm not saying jabs can't be significant. If you break that nose or something, that's obviously great. But it just seemed like he was throwing a lot of shots, but not doing a lot with those shots.
Yep.
And this guy Asu, dude, he shot 16 times for takedowns. He only got 7 of them, but ended up getting 9 minutes and 26 seconds.
I mean, shooting more than 6 takedowns in a fight's impressive. So
Yeah.
16 takedowns. I mean, it's not that Marab level of takedowns
No,
just yet,
no, no.
but I mean.
But hey, you just never know. I mean, and he had 9 minutes and 26 seconds out of a 15-minute fight. Like, that's 2/3 of the fight. He's on the ground, on top or in controlling positions. So I mean, definitely had a lot of control. That's definitely, I would assume, that's what got him the win. Is all that control. I think if Jose would have just done a little bit more with his shots, like he threw a ton of strikes. He landed a good amount.
He
of
just
strikes.
wasn't throwing his hips into it for
Yep.
looking for any like power punches.
Yeah,
It was just like a very like jab and go.
Yeah.
He was avoiding the takedowns, which I get is it's kind of hard to be aggressive against a really offensive wrestler.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
yeah, I mean, it was a good fight overall. Definitely wasn't like a boring decision in my opinion.
No, I think it was a good fight. So then next on the card we had Shara Magomedov against Marc-Andre Barriot or Barriot. I forget how the Canadians say that, but those Canadians are weird. But sorry, just kind of Canadians just kind of caught straight there, my bad. But this for me was fight of the night. This fight was incredible.
Fight.
Like, I watched this one, and this was, to me, it was an incredible fight. We had Magomedov was absolutely just like dominating. Like I actually wrote this down because I wanted to talk about this. His leg kicks were so fast. Like, he threw out those leg kicks like so fast. Like, Marc-Andre didn't even have a chance to like even think about like checking it or anything like that. They were coming out so fast, and I was like super impressed by that. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of these Russian fighters are more like grapplers, and I don't think he shot one takedown. Magomedov shot one takedown and was just like absolutely ripping him on the feet. So then,
yeah, well, Shara's always been a kickboxer.
Yeah, I know he
very
is.
good at what
Yeah,
he does.
yeah, he is. I know he is. But like it's kind of interesting because always sometimes I kind of forget who's who, and like sometimes I'm like, oh, this might be like another wrestling match, with whatever. But he came out just absolutely throwing. He was throwing some nice like little combos with a couple jabs in a straight. And then
He throws some super creative kicks as well.
Yeah, he was throwing some question mark kicks. I definitely saw some question mark kicks. He was throwing a bunch of interesting kicks, and then like I said, just like randomly, right when Marc-Andre would come in, he would just throw that nasty leg kick, and I could tell it was just eating up Marc-Andre's legs for sure. And then all of a sudden, Marc-Andre catches him with a big right. I believe it was a big right hand, and
Yeah.
just breaks his nose. Blood was just pouring out of Shara's face. It got
Messed
pretty
his nose up.
messed his nose up. And then I was like, oh shoot, Shara might actually lose it. Because the whole first round, I was like, oh dude, Shara's gonna win this thing like easily. Like you might get a finish too. And then I was like, oh wow, never mind. Marc Andre might get a finish here soon. And they were just absolutely battling it out. And that's why I had that as my fight of the night. Because I just love watching a nice battle where people are just going to town on each other. I think that's really fun. But it was a great fight, in my opinion. It went to decision, and Shara did end up getting the decision. So good for
Decision.
him. I like that. I thought that was right, honestly, and the odds had him winning this like significantly. So
Yep. I
honestly,
also bet on him,
yeah,
knockout or decision. So
bang,
I was
another
able to
win.
get that leg down.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, any other things you want to touch on that fight? Because that was definitely a banger for sure.
No, it was a beautiful fight. I love the back and forth. I love the I think didn't Chara get knocked down once as well?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did also get knocked down. So,
No, I don't think zero knockdowns in the fight. I mean, that's what I'm seeing
oh,
online. But
I thought he also did got
um
knocked out, but no, yeah, it says he didn't. But maybe I'm wrong. But I thought he did, but apparently
it
not.
was very back and forth. I
Yeah,
did like the striking, and I
yeah,
wish Shari could put on more power on his shots, but he's also just a very like touch and go fighter, and it works
yeah.
for him. So
It worked. I mean, yeah, it works for him. He looked great. Marc
I
Andre
will say I'm
also
kind
did
of a
look good
hater
though.
of Shara. So
Right? Oh, how come? How come?
like he's just like he's banned from fighting in the USA, right? Like it's problems with like his passport and stuff. But there
Really?
was like
Oh
a
no.
there was like a dude that he assaulted at an event because he was kissing his girlfriend in public. He's like Muslim, so that doesn't
Oh
slide. So he
really?
literally he punched him in the face. Yeah.
Crazy. I did not know that he wasn't allowed to fight in America. That's interesting.
That's
Uh,
that's why he only fights like so often, cause
because it's in like
you
either
know
Abu Dhabi or somewhere else where they're
yeah.
okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's very interesting though. But Marc Andre also looked really good though. I thought he actually looked pretty good. Like he definitely had some good moments for being such an
Back and forth.
underdog. So good
Yeah.
fight. Definitely was a probably one of the best fights on the card. Next we had Peter Yan and Marcus McGee. Honestly, this was a lot closer of a fight than I thought. It wasn't close. Like, let me be clear. It wasn't like that close. But McGee really did really well. I thought like for the first like 2 rounds, maybe 1.5 rounds, he looked really good. It looked like he was gonna be able to, at least compete in that fight. And then, man, in that last round, Peter Yan just absolutely turned on his boxing skills and went to town on that dude's face. And
Absolutely.
man, that he's really got that kind of where he holds one hand almost at the guy's face and then punches with the other hand, or even like throws a little hook from there or whatever.
Is
And
that long frame?
yeah, that long
Yeah.
frame, and man, that was really working for him tonight. Peter, or this afternoon, I guess I should say, but Peter Yan looked really, really good. Definitely in that last round, especially. I mean, he definitely did good the whole time, but man, in that last round, he was just teeing up on him. What did you guys say about this one?
Piotr Jan is one of my favorite fighters in the UFC, like top three favorite fighters in the UFC, and
What's
I
your
think he's the
reasoning for that?
most. His boxing stance and style for MMA is so superior in every way. Like he protects his body while protecting his chin, like and head completely, and he's able to like his fight IQ is really intelligent. He can download a fighter. It seems like I'm sure you noticed, but as the fight went on further, he picked up the pace more and more, and that's just
Yeah,
how Piotr Jan works.
yeah,
He like picks up on fighters' ticks, and as soon as he gets those ticks, he attacks that shit.
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, I had Piotr Jan winning this one,
of course.
by decision or knockout.
Okay.
Kind of scared me when he went for submission for a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
I bet.
but
But it worked out. It
but
worked out though.
it worked out. It was a good fight, and yeah, Marcus McGee actually did really well. But my question is why Piotr Jan isn't fighting for the belt at this point.
I think they have. For some reason online here doesn't say what he's. I believe he's like ranked like top 10 though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
actually top
I
10.
believe so.
Peter Yan. I'm not sure honestly. I don't know why, but it seems like he's almost been. Let me be clear. I also did not. I don't think I said it was a unanimous decision. 28 or 29-28 for Peter Yan. All three scorecards. Let me just be clear about that. But I feel like I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking this. I feel like ever since he fought Sean O'Malley and lost, which was a questionable. Everybody always says it was a questionable.
I always thought Piotr Jan won that fight.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not gonna
You
lie.
always
When I
said
watched
that.
that fight live,
I know.
I
You
was
always
like,
said
I
that.
don't know how Piotr lost that.
You were saying that, and I also agree with you. It was kind of controversial. I think they honestly just wanted Sugar Shot to win, and so they kind of tweaked the cards a little bit. But ever since then, it seems like he's been like almost like blacklisted. Like it doesn't matter how good he does, they're not giving him a title fight. I mean, I think he should be honestly next up. I mean, so the this is at bantamweight. Who's the champion bantamweight right now? Is that Pat?
It's Marab.
Oh, it is Marab. That would be such a banging
Yeah.
fight. Have they fought?
So which I get it. No, yeah, they have fought, and honestly, Marab smashed him. Marab
Oh, okay.
smashed Piotr Jan.
Okay.
But Marab or Piotr's won. I think now it's 3 fights since he lost to Marab, and Marab's already like, there's nobody really beat Marab in that division except maybe Piotr Jan, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't even know who else could be able to beat Marab, because if I'm telling you, if Bryce Mitchell goes against Marab, dude, it's over for Bryce.
So yes, he did. He has won his last 3 fights since Marab, all by decision. I'm just not sure because, like, I feel like he is due for
It's
a
Corey.
title.
It's Corey fighting for the belt next. I
Yeah,
believe.
Corey Sandhagen
Like,
is right now gonna fight for I believe in October on like 319 or something like that. I don't remember, but I thought that I feel like he is due for one. Honestly, like I mean he's been one of the best bantamweights for the past while, and I feel like he's due for one. I mean I don't even know really who's in that division right now. That's like next up, but I feel like it's him, honestly. Like, I'm not really sure who really should be
you think
next.
Piotr should take? You think Piotr should take on the winner of
I do. Maybe one more fight. Whoever like the
Corey?
number one guy is. I guess if they wanted to, they could set up. Let me just look at the rankings.
I'll look at the. Yeah. That's what I'm doing right now.
Cause like if there's, depending on who's the number one here. Let's go to these divisional rankings really quick. And
All right. So at number 1 we got Sean O'Malley.
he's still
2 we
number
got
one.
Umar Nurmagomedov. Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
Umar Nurmagomedov at 2.
Yeah.
Piotr Jan at 3.
Yeah.
Corey
Okay.
Sandhagen at 4.
So that's what I'm saying. Is
Song Yong at
Sandhagen? How is Sandhagen getting a title shot before Peter Yan though?
Okay, hold on. Maybe I wasn't looking at the official ranking. Let's see. I mean, yeah, this is fan rankings here, but yeah, I don't know.
I got it.
All I know is I think after this one they're gonna try to do Sean O'Malley against Marab, because I think Marab's gonna smash.
Yeah, I think
Corey.
it's gonna be Marab definitely winning that one, and then I think we could even get, maybe we even get. So right now they actually have Marab 1, O'Malley 2, Yan 3, Umar 4. Yeah, okay, yeah. In my opinion, either you give Peter Yan the winner of Marab and Corey Sandhagen, or you give him maybe like Umar. That could be a banger.
That'd be a good fight. That'd be a good fight, honestly.
So maybe you do Peter Yan and Umar, and then the winner of that. Because the problem is that I mean I feel like that's actually a good idea, because if we get Peter, and Umar in like what we got them fighting in like 3. If we get that in like December, let's say, and then in like March, you can have the winner of that fight against the winner of Corey and Marab. I like that a lot.
That actually is a good idea. Yeah.
So I like that idea. If like for some reason, I think Peter Young's ready for a title shot right now. I don't think he's gonna beat Marab, honestly. But,
I believe so.
But give him Umar. If he beats Umar, then boom, title shot. And then I'm assuming that Merab's going to win this unless somehow he gets randomly caught by something of
Okay,
Corey's.
but the only problem behind the Umar being an instant title shot, or like the Umar being the step up for the title shot, is Umar hasn't won his last fight. I think it was he lost his last fight.
Oh, valid. That might be true. I don't know. Let me look at that really quick. Hold
Umar Nurmagomedov, because he fought Merab last, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, he fought Merab for the title, and lost.
Yeah.
But then he beat Corey Sandhagen before that.
Oh, that's right.
So my thought is all like if you just give, he's already beat. They are giving now Corey this title fight, right? So if I either think one, you give Peter Yan a title shot next, or two, you give him Umar, and if he beats him, then he's already beat who you just put up. So I feel like that's the play. Either Umar, I either want to see him fight Umar, or I want him to fight for the title. Like that's what I want. So that's what I think should happen. I think that you're on board with that. Maybe. Did we lose T-Row? We might
Yeah.
have. Oh, there we go. He's back.
Oh,
No, you're good. You're
you
good.
here?
You're back. Okay, so yeah, do you like that? Like, do you think he's like title fight right now, or do you think Umar? What do you think?
I mean, I like that fight, Umar versus Piotr. I think that'd be a very entertaining fight. But I honestly do think, yeah, they could give him the title shot now, and
Yeah,
that's totally fair.
I agree. I
Even
agree.
though, even though I do agree with you that I don't think he would beat Merab again. I don't think he would sadly take a loss again.
I think so. I mean, we could even have this conversation right now. Will anybody? I mean, I know everybody's talking about this, but will anybody beat Marab at bantamweight? I mean,
Um,
that cardio is insane. That guy can
it's
shoot 100 takedowns and be not
it's
tired.
best cardio in the UFC,
Oh
hands
yeah, I
down,
mean, this guy's
bar
incredible.
none. I mean, well, he shot like an insane amount of takedowns on him for the Piotr Jan fight. It was
Yeah,
like something like 60 takedowns he
yeah,
shot.
it's ridiculous.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't see anybody beating him at bantamweight.
No,
At
me
least for
neither.
a while, and until he gets a little too confident, and then he just ends up blowing off. But he doesn't. He's not the kind of guy mentally
Yeah.
to blow off any opponent. Like he's always just in training mode. So I think his peak will last a long time,
Hmm.
and he'll be probably considered one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I would say probably somebody that could be a good fight is Aljamain, but they already said that they won't fight each other because they like live on the same street. I guess they're like good friends. So like he's not gonna fight him. So I
I
mean,
don't think Aljamain beats him anyways.
no, I don't think he beats him anyways. I don't think he beats him anyways. But like think about it. Peter Yan. I don't think he's gonna beat him. I really don't see Sugar beating him
Piotr
at
Jan is
all.
the only buddy I can see beating him in
Yeah,
that division.
I
To be
agree. I
honest.
agree. I agree. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like Peter Yan's one of the only people that like. There's got to be somebody that it would, in my opinion, it has to be somebody that can grapple with him, because you're gonna be on the ground most of the fight. Let's be
He would have
real.
to work his grappling so much, and honestly, I think with his first fight, I mean, he's the kind of guy like I said, he downloads fighters' information like as he
Yeah.
fights.
Yeah.
So, he's
Yep.
already had 5 rounds with the dude. So
So he might be able to make a little damage there. So, but yeah,
yeah,
I would
but
like to see Peter Yan fight for the title next. I think a lot of people would like seeing that. So we'll see. We'll see what the UFC thinks about doing that. Honestly, my guess is that they're just gonna keep blacklisting him and give him another up and comer for no reason, and it's gonna be stupid. But I mean,
before we move on to
yeah,
the final fight of the night, I want to circle back to Bryce Mitchell.
I would love to circle it. Let's circle back.
Let me ask you, if
Yeah.
you were the ref, are you taking a point from Saeed Nurmagomedov for the toes in the cage?
I mean,
I don't know if you watched it like
did
completely,
he?
but
I
like
didn't watch
it
it
was
complete.
it was
Did he?
bad.
Did he take away a point?
No, he didn't.
Hmm.
He kicked his feet out of the cage twice, and then Saeed used the cage at the very end to get out from like the body triangle that he had on. Um,
I
and
mean,
like no point taken.
I would take a point. Me personally, it's really easy for like me as a person sitting on my couch to like ref that. I guess a lot of that's obviously just like ref, just whatever they think. I think that should have been. I did see that actually. Now that mentioning that, and I would have taken a point for that personally. I guess it ended up not mattering, but it seems like a lot of these guys are getting away with grabbing the cage or putting their feet in the cage. Like we gotta,
Absolutely.
how are we watching these two guys right here grappling and we can't see this guy's foot on the cage? Like when they see that, they need to call that out immediately. Like, hey, get your feet out the cage. And like a lot of times I do hear that. A lot of times I hear, hey, get your fingers out of the cage. I actually heard a lot of times tonight or this afternoon, hey, get your fingers out of their gloves. Get your hands out of their gloves or whatever. And so I mean, they do a decent job with it, but like that one was like so blatant that I'm like, what is that ref doing? Not giving.
Well, it should be, you warn once, and
And then
then
a
once
point.
once you warn once, it's point. It's point.
How many times did
Not
he
even
warn him?
he warned him like I said, he kicked his foot off the cage twice and his fingers once.
Oh, okay.
And he was still doing the toes in the cage like in the last like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Like at that point, you got to give him a point. I mean, because like these guys aren't gonna care that you're touching their
No.
feet or whatever until you take a point.
Yeah.
Once you take a point, then it's like, okay, shoot, like that's not good. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's going on that often in a fight, like that could totally change the atmosphere of a fight, for sure. So, yeah, definitely should
Especially
be
when they were
checking
both
that.
as gassed as they were.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That definitely makes an effect. But luckily, it didn't end up affecting the fight too much. Or like the outcome of the
The
fight.
decision, yeah.
But it would have totally sucked if like Bryce would have lost that, and it could have maybe not happened because of that. So.
Right.
All right, moving on to the main event of the evening, or the afternoon
Good
for
fight.
us. Great
Good
fight.
fight.
This fight was this might have been like second to fight of the night. Honestly, I would have had the one. This is definitely a top 3 fight of the night. Could argue for number 1. This fight was a banger. Uh, I love Robert Whittaker. I think he's one of like the nicest guys in
He's
the
hilarious.
UFC. He's hilarious too. He's super funny. Aussie guy. I love the Aussies. I really wanted him to win this. I also did know that De Ridder was an absolute animal in the jiu-jitsu. I knew that. So I knew that was gonna be hard, but they were saying it on the air almost the whole fight. Like Robert's faced so many different people, so many different styles of fighting that he pretty much has seen everything before. So he's seen great grapplers before. It was looking bad though. It was looking bad. It was looking pretty bad at first for Robert. Like like in my opinion, he was just like he gassed out really fast. It felt like.
Yep.
He gassed out really fast. Like, and after that third round, he looked like exhausted. We're known to seeing Robert like be quick on his feet and moving around and really shifty and like great movement and stuff. And in those last couple rounds, he was kind of like, you could tell both of his feet were firmly planted on the floor, like kind of like almost sliding his feet across the floor so much than like picking them up. So you could tell he was getting tired. But like De Ridder said, I mean, that dude Robert Whittaker is a tough guy, and he was doing very well at defending the takedowns. De Ridder shot 15 takedowns, only landed 2 of them. That's pretty impressive against such a great grappler like that. I mean, that's very impressive. And Robert Whittaker did knock him that right overhand.
Almost knocked him out. Definitely almost knocked him out.
But
for sure.
Robert kind of sold that though, because he gets that huge shot, right? Guy goes down. I mean, dude was almost out. And Robert gets on top of him and he just hits him with one big shot and then waits like a few seconds. Hits him with another big shot. And like he's doing damage, don't get me wrong. He's doing damage. But the ref is not going to stop a fight if you're only hitting him like one time every 5 seconds. Just like they're not going to stop a fight. At that point, that's when you see guys jump on him and just start like, they just start throwing anything they can at this guy to get the ref. Because at that point, you want to get that ref to be like, have to pull you off and like end the fight right there. And
well, I want to bring something up.
Bring it up. Yeah.
But Reinier De Ridder with his jiu-jitsu skills, I'm sure Robert did not want any part of like a defensive. Like if he's caught throwing a punch out there,
Yep.
and Reinier De Ridder catches his arm, it's rash for Robert.
I get that. I do, and I know I'm not an actual fighter, so I don't really know stuff like this. But like, in my opinion, that guy's so dazed right now. I feel like you have to worry less about that. Like you have to take
Well,
advantage of
he
your
wasn't
moment.
as dazed as you think because Reiner De Ridder, when he got knocked down, he used his hips to block Robert, which
Mm,
was could easily be overturned by Robert going to the side or passing guard,
true.
but he let Reiner De Ridder kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
stack up it, or he kind of just stacked up into Reiner De Ridder's guard,
Yeah.
just to keep him in position.
I mean,
But I feel
that's
like it would have been much
dangerous.
better if he just split that.
That's
Oh
dangerous
yeah,
from stack guard with a like. I mean, you could totally get caught in like a heel hook from there, or like a lot of things. Like all he has to do is like somehow get, and then he could even mount you in reverse. Like so, it's definitely a dangerous
yeah.
spot for
Well, he
sure.
did flip him over. He
Yeah,
did
he
flip
did.
him over,
He did
but
flip him over.
um, it just yeah, I feel like Reiner Ritter was just too with it after
Yeah,
that knockdown. Like he
yeah,
recovered quickly. He was
yeah.
almost knocked out,
He was
but
almost knocked out, but that was nasty though. And I actually kept seeing that the whole fight. I kept seeing him throw that right knee and his or left knee. Yeah, his left knee and his left hand would come down. And dude, I was like, oh man, if he throws that right overhanded, that would be nasty. And then all of a sudden he did it and almost knocked him out. And then
yep.
it seemed like I thought Robert was like, okay, I caught your tail, dude. I caught your thing. Like when you throw this knee, you're done. And then he kept throwing that knee the whole time, and I saw Robert throw maybe one more overhand after that, and I'm like, dude, I know you're tired, but you got to take advantage. You've already knocked this dude down. You got to like take advantage of those shots. But also, I will say that when that knee was landing, that was doing damage to Robert's
Oh yeah.
midsection. That was hurting him because he actually almost technically got like a knockdown from one of those knees because he kneed him and Robert kind of like went like down like this and he ended up like pushing him to the ground. So that knee was doing damage as well. So I get it. Like you're kind of got to be cautious of that knee because it's doing so much damage. But at the same time, when you've already caught a guy over the top like that because of that knee, you gotta find that shot again, cause man, that and I thought it was honestly, I was like screaming when he got knocked out. I was like, "Come on, get on him, get on him, get on!" And he got on him, and I was like, "Oh, dude, it's over. Like he's gonna finish it right here." And literally, my girlfriend's actually like had just walked in and was watching for just a second, and like she's like, "Okay, well, I'll come back in a few minutes." And I was like, "No," I was like, "Oh my gosh, knockdown! You gotta stay!" And we were like watching. I was like, "Get him, get him, get him!" And man, I just was hoping that, and I wish he almost got to like side control or something like that, and then just started doing some hammer fists or something like that, because man, that fight was like that close to getting the ref. Like you could see the ref kind of start to like lunge in a little bit to be like, okay, do I need to stop
Yeah.
this or not? And right there, I feel like I get it. You gotta be careful with a great grappler like this, but that's when you gotta pounce, man. You gotta find that moment. Like he found his moment. He got that shot, knocked him down. Now you gotta take advantage of that moment. And I just feel like he kind of let it
I will
slip away.
say I had Reiner De Ridder winning this one, by
Bang,
decision or knockout.
bang.
Um,
W.
I really do think De Ridder's the truth. I think he can do really well in the middleweight division,
I
and
think so too. Yeah.
um, I think what he did to Bo Nicol was super impressive. People say,
Yeah.
it's kind of embarrassing performance from Nicole, but I think honestly, like it just showed the amount of uh, potential that De Ridder has. So
Yeah, no, I think De Ridder is very, very good. I think, uh, like he said, kind of in like one of his like in his fight interview or in his like fight intro, like they had like a little clip of him, and he's talking about how, he's always been good at first round getting somebody to the ground and choking their life out, but. He's also said he's been trying to really work on his striking. And I mean, his striking looked pretty decent today. He was, like I said, that knee was doing some good damage. Um, he was throwing some good jabs out there. They both had some like really good like 1-2 combos that were landing very fleshly. And so I think De Ridder, man, what this guy gets. I did not realize though that they're the same age. I thought for some reason I just thought that De Ridder was like a more new up and comer. That not like new, but he was like a newer kind
yeah,
of contender that was a lot younger, and he's like the same. They're both like I think like 30 something, like 30, 33 or
yeah,
something. But anyways, they both looked really good. Honestly, such a banger fight. Like what a great like this fight could have totally been on a main card at a pay-per-view event. Like this would be a great.
I agree.
This could be a great first main card fight. This would have been a great first main card fight. But luckily for all these fans, they got to watch it for free. So good for them, I guess. So, but yeah, it was a banger
I always
fight.
watch it for free, brother.
Well, hey, don't be getting us in trouble now. But great fight night. Honestly, this is a great fight night. I do want to talk about. Um, I do kind of want to talk about this whole. I just lost it. Hold on though. We can just keep talking. It'll come back to me. But it was a great night. Great fight night. Probably like this
Matt,
whole.
I'm sorry you wanted Robert to win.
I
That
did want.
was,
I did. Once you told me that you
I
wanted
get
to
it.
give it. I love
I
him
love
though, dude.
Robert, but De Ridder
Yeah.
is that guy.
So what would you like to see? We'll just kind of talk about it mainly. We talked about it a little bit for Peter Yan, but who would you like to see coming up next for Robert Whittaker, and who would you like to see next for De Ridder? I mean, obviously Whittaker's going to go down a little bit. He's ranked. He was ranked 5 before this fight, so he'll probably move down a few spots. He's like he said. He's trying to make. He said he's trying to make one last kind of like title push. Is kind of what he's been saying before retirement or whatever he's got going on. So who would you like to see him fight? Who would you like to see De Ridder fight? Like some good matchups you like? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, Adesanya versus Robert would be a good fight, in my opinion.
They have fought before, and that was a good fight before. So
Yeah.
that would be a banger fight. Where do they have him at right now? Where do they have Adesanya at right now? Ranked wise.
It's on Tapology. It's 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
Robert's 5.
that'd be good. Honestly, that might even be a good fight for De Ridder. Honestly, like so, De Ridder is I think 12 right now. I think they have De Ridder at 12. So I mean, he just be a top 5 guy. Does that?
Well, who's Duplessis fighting next? Duplessis fighting
fighting Cosmot. Like at Cosmot at like 320 or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So honestly, yeah, I think that'd be a good. I I mean, I don't know. I really can't say Israel Adesanya should be a in title contention. Like beating Israel Adesanya should get you a title because he's lost his last 3 fights.
Yeah, I mean, so on the new list they have Robert Whittaker now at 6, and they still don't have RDR or not RDR. But they still don't, RDR. They still don't have him in like the top 10 or anything. I feel like I would like to see something maybe like. I mean, I think after being a top 5 guy like that, I think your next fight has to be somebody in the top 5. I feel like So
yeah.
I mean, if you've already be a top, why would they give you a top 5 guy if they're not trying to have you move up past the top 5? I don't know. I just feel like that moves him up. So I wouldn't. I mean, like I agree. I think Whittaker and Adesanya is a great fight.
What about Whittaker Paulo Costa?
Ooh, I like that. I actually love that, dude. Paulo Costa in his last fight, he looked like old Paulo Costa, dude. He looked like
so good.
He looked like he was back.
Did you see his legs after his fight?
Yeah.
His leg was messed up, and those were all from kicking, bro. Imagine, dude. I could just.
Oh my gosh. No, I love him, dude. I think he's so back.
Paulo Costa's hilarious.
I think he's so back.
We'll see. Have to see him fight.
We'll
I think Robert Whittaker. Yeah.
I like that though. I like that though, Robert. I like that. And then, should he be in title contention? Maybe not. But this might actually give the UFC an opportunity to get him out of title contention. Give RDR to Adesanya.
That could be fair, yeah. I could definitely see that.
That's another top 5 matchup for RDR, right? If RDR wins and he's proven that he can beat 2 people in the top 5, move him up even more. If he loses to Adesanya, then maybe Adesanya is still good, and maybe RDR is just not quite as good as we think yet, or whatever. Kind of could open up some eyes to like whatever's going on, because like right now they still got Adesanya top 5, even though like you said, I think he's lost his last 3. Now 2 of them were title shots, though. He lost to Strickland for the title. He lost to Duplessis for the title. And then he lost to Imavov. Imavov. Thank you.
Yeah.
So he did lose his last 3. I mean, I like that personally. I like Adesanya versus RDR. It kind of shows us the truth about RDR, and it shows us the truth about
Adesanya.
Adesanya. You know, like we're gonna
That's
figure
true.
out.
Yeah,
So give him
I
another
like
top
that. I
five.
like that matchup.
So Adesanya, RDR, and then Robert Whittaker and Paulo Costa. That sounds like two really banger matchups right there. And then I'm sure they're gonna do. I don't think it's like ranked or I don't think it's like told yet or anything. But actually, never mind. Imavov does have a fight already booked against Caio Barello.
Io
So
Bahario. Oh, that's gonna be the good fight, bro.
that's
I
gonna
do
be a
love
good
the
fight.
fighting nerd.
Yeah.
The whole fighting nerds team, they're the truth, bro.
So that's a on September 6th coming up here pretty soon in like a couple months. So that would be a pretty banger fight. So, but then Strickland doesn't have a fight, lined up for anything yet. So maybe we get Strickland and like Ken in the air or something like that. I'm not sure exactly who they're gonna give him next, but somebody's gotta we gotta get some movement going here because obviously Duplessis and Chimaev is like a pretty nasty fight. It's gonna be a really good fight, I think. Who do you have
Yeah.
winning that fight?
Um, I could honestly see either one winning this one,
I
but
could too.
I'm gonna lean towards Duplessis.
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah, I think if Hamzat doesn't finish in the first round, it's Dricus Duplessis City from there on, and
I
I think
agree. I agree. I actually agree with that. I would either have like first round sub for Cosma or I'd have Dricus winning by like decision probably. But yeah, okay. So I like that. Any so we could talk about like the next couple cards going up, I guess, that are obviously we'll give right at the end of this podcast. We're obviously gonna give predictions for next week's fights, which I believe is
just a couple of the main card fights.
yeah, just like a couple of the main because it's another fight night, so it's not anything
Yeah.
like crazy. But then we also I believe there's a contender series coming up in a couple weeks as well. Yeah, there is. Yeah, Dana White's contender series August 12th coming up, so that'd be cool. Um, but let's just really quickly. So let's go over like the next big pay per views. A couple of the next ones. So obviously we got 319 coming up, which is that Duplessis versus Chimaev. It's obviously going to be a banger. Also on that card, you got Leroy Murphy against Aaron Pico at the featherweight division.
Yeah, which I think was substituted for another fight.
Yes, I believe it
That was
did.
canceled.
Actually, I believe that did get canceled. It's not showing it as canceled yet, but I do believe that did get canceled. But anyways, there's nothing crazy on that card. That's what I'm saying. Like these cards are kind of weird because the UFC's the past like year, especially, but definitely the past couple years, man, some of these pay per views are just weak. You got people paying a good amount of money to watch these pay per views, and they're just kind of weak. Like there's good fights in this one.
I think actually a really stacked card from
Which
early
one?
prelims to main card.
You think the
Well, for
319
early
is?
prelim, yeah, yeah. Early
Okay.
prelims, you got Chase Hooper versus Alexander
That
Hernandez.
that
That
is a
could be
banger.
a
That's a
banger
banger.
fight.
Yeah.
Edson Barboza's fighting, which
Mm.
I'm always like I love to watch Edson Barboza fight.
Valid.
Um, he hasn't been doing as great recently, but he is older. So
Yeah. Yeah.
the prelims, you got Gerald Mearshart,
Mhm.
and yeah, I love watching Mearshart fight. He's a dog. Bobby King Green for the next fight
Yep.
after
Bobby
that, which
King.
I'm not
Yep.
as big of a fan as King Green, but he is fighting Diego Ferreira, which
Yep.
I do like Diego Ferreira as well. Kai Asakura, I love Kai Asakura. I love pretty much all the Japanese Asian fighters, bro. They're kind of dogs,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yep. Michael
He's
Page
fighting
is a
Tim
good
Elliott.
fight.
Uh,
Michael Page versus
yep.
Kinnear is a good fight. I like that too. Then we got Jeff
I think we'll
Neal.
probably see a lot of decisions.
Probably yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's like a decent card. It just feels like this the card that happened today is a fight night, and it's like it was a really 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 good card. I know it's in Abu Dhabi, not very many fight nights are that good, but I just feel like some of these have been. I just remember back in the McGregor days when we were stacking cards, dude, like crazy fights where you got like you got could be even McGregor, and then you got like this person is,
Oh
and
yeah.
you're getting like top fights for like one pay per view. Um, and like there's 15 ranked people per. Is it 15 or 12? It's 15, right? I think it's
Um,
15.
15. Yeah.
So there's 15 ranked people per division, and like there's not that many ranked fights on each card. Like it just feels like there could be a lot more. Obviously, like the prelims and stuff should
Well,
definitely be up and comers and stuff, but
I don't know if the same amount of athletes that they have now is the same amount of athletes they had back then when Connor was in the league. I know
it's
they
likely.
hire over 600 people now. Like they have over 600 athletes, which they have to keep in constant rotation, which does
Right.
make it hard
Mm-hmm.
for a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like cards.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you that these main cards need to have um, a little bit more consistency to them instead
Yeah.
of like at the beginning of the year, they've been throwing out like absolute garbage
Absolute garbage
cards.
cards. Absolute garbage cards. I agree. All right, let's get kind of to wrapping this up a little bit. So then the next big pay per view after that is the Pereira and Ankalaev. Sorry,
Uncle
Ankalaev.
Life,
Ankalaev. And Pereira 2. That's gonna be an absolute banger. And then obviously
for sure.
on that same card, you got the Marab and Corey Sandhagen fight. So you're getting two title fights in that. That's a banger card. That's a banger card already. And you have Yuri and Khalil Roundtree. That's also a banger fight. Like those three fights are incredible. Those are the only three fights
Absolutely.
that they have booked for that so far. So obviously, like, the prelims could also have some bangers in it and stuff. But that's a banger card already. And then the last one that they've come out with is obviously the Aspinall and Cyril Gane fight. So that's also going to be a good fight. Um,
Yep.
you got Volkov on that card as well. Yes, that will also be a good card. So we got some good cards coming up, but it just seems like
Yep.
early in the year they got some pretty bummy cards, and then all of a sudden at the end of the year, then they put like some banger cards out, and I'm like, come on. So
Yeah, we as UFC fans had to endure a lot through
I
the beginning of the year because they were just throwing some absolute
I know.
trashes of heat for cards. But
I agree. But yeah, so that's a pretty good list here. So let's just give for this next fight night coming up next Saturday. It's an Apex fight night. So let's just give like maybe just like the main card. If we
okay.
what you know. So first main card fight we got Danny Silva and Kevin Vallejos. It's a featherweight fight. They got Kevin Vallejos winning that one pretty significantly. He's minus 500 on that one. What do you have anything to say about that? Who do you think is going to win that? Would you bet on that?
this is the
Give
first
our
fight of
people
the
of the main card.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know too much about Danny Silva to be honest. I think it looks like he won a decision
Yeah.
against Lucas Almeida. Um, that was his. Oh, and then yeah, he's won a couple decisions in the UFC.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess Vallejos. I think I think he has a knockout. I'm pretty sure in the UFC,
Okay.
and yeah, I don't know. I could see that going either way.
Sorry.
Um,
But yeah. So yeah,
right.
like I didn't really see anything in that. I mean, I don't see any like. Is there any fights you see in
Really,
that main card that you want to talk about? Other than that, we can kind of like it's not like a
Neil Magny versus Dos Santos is going to be a good fight, I believe. I'm not really a big fan of Neil Magny, but I do think that he puts on good shows. He's very entertaining as a fighter.
okay.
Um, Dos Santos, he's had quite a lot of fights in the UFC, and um, I think his last fight he got knocked out. But
Really.
uh, yeah. But
That'd be a
yeah,
good one
that'll
for
be a
you.
good fight.
Yeah.
Neil Magny, it'll be a good fight for him as well, I think, and
No.
it'll be back and forth. And then Albazi versus Tatsuro Taira. I love Tatsuro Taira. I think his last loss was very sad, and I think he can get it back eventually.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I got Tatsuro winning that one. I may be a little biased, but Amir, he's good. He's good, but I really do think Tatsuro Taira is pretty fantastic with his mixed martial arts well-roundedness.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all the stuff we got going on. Is there any quick, because we kind of got to wrap this up, but is there any like quick kind of news things that you've seen that you want to touch on or anything like that or anything?
No, the
All right.
latest news I've seen was the 319, 320 cards, and they look like good. They're gonna be good so far.
Yep.
So,
Yep. All
hey man,
right.
it's been a pleasure talking to you, my guy.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Hopefully you guys like this. Like I said, we're
Like,
planning
subscribe.
like, subscribe. We're planning on doing one of these every week. You know, so even we're gonna try as much as we can to watch all these cards, and get you guys as much information as we can for people that can't watch them or whatever. Um, Normally planning on filming on Sundays, and then if we have time, either posting Sunday nights or Mondays. So pretty much just be tuning in like every Monday for new videos. This one will be coming up soon. This is the first one. So yeah, if you're new, like he said, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Peace.